Hello everyone, I know it probably looks like a disaster because I was working on a few projects off and on today and everything. Alright, so these pieces go to the current project here. Alright, so a while ago I was making these pages to be a part of, like my junk journals. You could choose a window envelope, but you also could choose a non-window envelope. And this one is a non-window envelope, and I just redid it. Collaged the part that I didn't want anybody to see, and then lined the piece, and I love how this looks. I didn't expect to actually love it done this way. So, this is a bit of a difference between the two of these, but same concepts. So, now I want to do one for my Shabby Dabby Doodah journal that I'll be working on, and I figured, you know what, I have this old one sitting here and it just needs to be cut down and everything, and I figured let's start from the beginning on figuring out how to cut it down and all that jazz, because chances are you're gonna have an envelope that's way too big. So this is where I'm bringing out my piece here, and I'm gonna want it around 7.5, 8 inches. So my first thing, I'm gonna cut it at 8.5 because I know that I am going to want both ends cut. So maybe 7 3/4 for this one. There we go. We got that going. Now I'm also going to make sure this is like the very edge is cut too. So that's where I'm just dragging it across, see if it works. If it doesn't, that's okay, because I can easily, wait, no, I didn't need to do that. So never mind, you don't need to cut it across there. But actually, this was the part that I was talking about cutting across. If your envelope is glued together, that's where you might want to, like, if it was glued together like it's supposed to be, kind of a thing, that's where you would have wanted to cut off that side. I didn't need to for this one. But I did anyway. So, when you make a mistake like mine, there is an easy little fix that you can do. It's called washi tape. I'm checking to see if there's any particular washi tape that I think would look cute with what I have here. I don't like anything that's in my tray at the current moment. Let's see if I have any others that, yes. I have this cherry blossom looking ones. It might work, hopefully. So we'll just stick it down at the end. So if you ever make a mistake where you cut something off that you may not have wanted cut off and all that jazz, this is what I recommend doing. It's a quick little fix that will still hold your piece together, and this way you can fold it back up. So, not everybody does this. That's okay. I just find this is the greatest way of me using my washi tape, is by actually using my washi tape. Now if it needs to be, if it ain't sticky enough or something else like that, you can always glue it down with art glitter glue or more glue stick. Right now, I just want to make sure it's lined up correctly. So I'm not too worried about that necessarily. Because I've learned if you just rub it in most of the time, it comes out the way you want it either way. So there we go. So an easy fix to a simple piece. Now, I personally think we need to cover this side, or yeah, I want to cover up this side, and I also want to cover this piece. I just want to create a bit of strength with that piece. So that's what I'm going to do at this point. Now, you don't have to cover it necessarily the same way I am. And again, this is a Shabby Dabby Doodah digital tea party or something like that. I don't even know if she still has it, because normally what she does is she replaces every year different ones and stuff like that. And ugh, this just ain't working. There. Now I'm trying to think if I want to use the picture from her kit or my own picture. I think this, yeah, it would have fit this part, but don't fit this part that way I want it to. So I'm going to put this back in there and use my own picture that I got out of the book page. Alright, here we go. I'm not too worried about distressing right at the moment, but that's because I know I'm gluing this right over top. And it'd just be easier not to distress something like that. So we don't want to go that way. We'll go this way. There. I know I just got glue on my page a little bit here, but that's okay. Again, I'm just doing this to give it a bit of strength here, because otherwise I have a feeling it is not gonna handle this the way we want it to. All right, so we got that going. Now, I think I'm gonna, do I want to glue this part? Have it double-sided? I don't know. I'm going to, just because there's lots of cracks and stuff in this area, and I just, again, I feel like it's gonna fall apart if it don't. Now, this is, again, a bit different, but there we go. I know it seems strange. Why is did she do that when she knows she's going to have to cut off more? You'll see what I'm doing in a moment. Sometimes you just bend it over and it's just easier to cut all the its and bits and pieces than it is to try to waste more paper than I need to. So that definitely added that strength there. Okay, now this one I definitely want to add strength to this page too and decorate it up. And that's where this one I'm just, again, I'm probably going to glue and just go for it. And I apologize if you hear my neighbors talking. They have no respect when it comes down to that. And little do they know they can be heard on YouTube. So, yeah. I don't think they realize what I do for a living. But that's because they're not very nice neighbors. Not very neighborly people. Okay. Yeah, I'm just putting these on random spots. And yeah, I like that there. As kind of decoration. Like I did the napkin on the one. I just think adding just a little bit of pizzazz, it just gives it more dimension. Doesn't look like there's several different places here. It just, again, gives it a little bit of dimension in here. And this might give you some inspiration on different things you can do in a journal. I just thought this would be a great little show of different pages you can make that don't necessarily, this could be a flip out, this could become a page, you know, something as easy as this. You can take this part, glue it on, and make this the pocket. Make this a pocket, and then on the other side have a little flip open. You could stick this in your pages and it can be like this. I might actually turn this into a pocket now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't know yet, so I'm not going to plan on it being a pocket until I decide. So now I'm just going to grab a pen and my handy dandy ruler, and we're just going to start making that part. Give me 1 second. This is going to bother me. Just that little piece was hanging off. And then we'll decorate this part. But I just want to make sure I'm covering every basis of how I did the other one. Also, do I want to use this one or do I want to use this one? I think I'm going to just use this one. Just because I'm unsure. And this is where I am distressing it, even though it's pretty old envelope. It was falling apart indefinitely. But that's okay. Again, I'm just trying to decorate it up, make it look good all the way around, and see right here it's falling apart. This is where you go through, and I knew this was going to happen. So I normally just take a little, you could use wet glue. You don't have to do art glitter glue like I am. I just swipe it across here, and there we go. And it's doing it here too, so I'm just going to do the same thing. I like art glitter glue just because of the tip. When it comes down to projects like that, it just makes life a little bit easier. But there is also the berry glitter glue, which you could easily use to get that same exact look. Okay, that's done. This is not done. Again, you can do several different things with this. It's a matter of perspective and what you want done for your particular journal. I have some pieces here that are just moving on up. I don't like that. That happens. So I'm just gluing dark glitter glue, them small little pieces that are just deciding to move up on me. Any more pieces doing that? Not really. So again, I just do that to protect it, the paper. All right, so now let's go ahead and get started with the ruler and pen. This is how I do it. I don't necessarily measure. I just use the ruler to draw out where I want my lines. I need to, my sleeve keeps on connecting to things. The lines are not going to be perfect. Some are going to be in the weirdest spots and some are not. I'm not trying to necessarily make them as perfect as possible because I like them non-perfect. And I think the perfection is in the eye of the beholder. So, see, just nice lines going right across. Now, let's just do that same thing with this one. And again, I'm not trying to match up with the other ones, so it's not necessarily as big of a deal. The lines are going to look different on every page. And they're not all lined the same exact way either. Which again, some lines are shorter, some lines are longer, yeah. We do this on purpose. It's more catching to the eye too, I think. Sometimes having lines that are not perfect. So there, again. And that's pretty much the basics. Now I'm going to decorate this part. Now again, this is just me. I like a little decorating on it. I don't want it to be super plain, but I don't also want it to not have any color. There's some of this lace here. And actually, I might put some lace right there too, just because I want to. Again, it just gives it an added something. There. Okay. Now I was thinking of maybe a piece of this fabric that I dyed a while ago. It work perfectly for in the back of this picture. I just think that that would enhance it a little bit too. Yeah, just give it an added look here. Kind of like a book plate. Yeah, I'm just peeling off some of these, make it look even more sharper here. Okay, there we go. That's where she'll sit on to. And I think that definitely gave her a completely new look. Okay, and now I'm just gonna quickly, because I had to, whatchamacallit, like baby do this. Yeah, it's interesting. I found Shabby Dabby Doodah through Gail Augustinelli, and at first I wasn't too sure how I liked her style and everything, and I switched from watching Pam at the Paper Outpost and watching not Gail Augustinelli, Shabby Doodah, or Shabby Doodah's stuff. And I think part of the reason why I did that was because I liked her style. I don't necessarily have the same exact style as her, which I'm kind of happy about, because who wants to watch or have the same styles everywhere? I don't like, so I find myself doing a mixture of several different styles. I like that better. That piece. So I think I'm going to do that. Glue that on. But I'm going to use my art glitter glue for that. This is one of my labels that I just use with decorative scissors. I find it easier to make a label with. Just my decorative scissors. Not everybody likes it that way. I get that. That's my particular piece that I like to do. I mean, she does have labels in here. I just, again, didn't really want to use the label that was a part of the pack here. Yeah, that just doesn't look right. Nope, nope. That, ooh, up here. That definitely looks good. No, definitely not the flowers. Ooh, maybe a butterfly would work. Yes. Okay, this is where I need to use my Fabri-Tac. Both of them. And this definitely needs to be drawn down. Yeah, definitely need to just get drawn down a little. There. So again, this could end up being a page in the journal and be kind of like left alone. Or it could end up being a pocket flip out type thing. So I mean, that all again depends on you and what you feel comfortable doing. I do feel uncomfortable with this being the way it is, so there. So I hope you enjoyed this lovely little tutorial on how to make a fold out of an envelope. You could, again, there are several different ways you could make this. This is just one of them. You can also sew around each page or the entire thing, because that's what I did here. I just sewed around the whole thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day or night. Bye.